Wow. Chapter 6. Betrayal. At Krondor, presumably. Pug comes ready to storm. White caps go to face the sea as furious strokes of lightning slash down and down sky. Far off the sails of ships leapt to the troughs of grey wave streams, desperately against waves that threatened to shear them into ragged scraps. Fishermen and frenzied shipmasters busied themselves along Krondor's docks as they raced to batten down flapping hatches and prevent unsecured goods from pitching into the churning seas. Everywhere there were planks and hammers and ropes, but among the workers not a soul dared utter a word. Wrongness. Pug sensed it as clearly as he smelled the salt in the air and felt the hardwood railing under his hands. What had begun 3 days ago as a seemingly weak summer squall was intensifying into a thrashing eye of violence. Within hours it would make landfall, doubtless bruising the livelihoods of many coastal towns, Krondor among them. Perhaps it could be tamed, Pug thought, his face twisting under a frown. More of a lesser path affair, but it should be simple enough. Even as he extended his hand, the image of another storm formed in his mind unbidden, a terrifying storm that had raged over his head as he came into the greatness of his power in a far distant empire called Shuranuani. I can't say that. Shuranuani. Right, okay, got it. A storm that had tested his right to be a member of the alien assembly of magicians. A storm that had rent open the heavens and forever sent him apart from other mortal men. Energy leapt from Pug's outstretched fingers into the heart of the storm, exploding within it a glorious rainbow pattern that illuminated the clouds in a throbbing elemental display. Greenish bands of colour danced the sky as the wind began to abate, the torrential rains quickly softening to a mild patter as blue blasts of energy moved between sea and sky. Gently the ocean stilled of its own accord. Satisfied the threat was reduced, Pug discontinued the spell with a slicing gesture and stepped back to watch the storm's progress. The sight eased his mind and allowed him time to mull over a series of issues, not the least of which was the ruined vacation that he, his wife Katala, and his daughter Gamina had intended on making in Krondor. But like a lodestone to metal, he found his thoughts returning again and again to recollections of the Empire. Pug. Arrayed in flame, the enemy comes to shriek his cadence on skeletal drums. Oh! Makala, for thunder spite will raise our call, though down shall crumble empire all. Oh God. Stop talking. Stop rhyming. A Shurani poet, I believe he was out. Oh, right, they have. A Shurani poet, I believe he was House Omichan. Omichan? Pug. He looks just like Owen there, doesn't he? Are you the same actor who was Owen? House Minwanabi, reign of the 53rd light of heaven. Is there something you need to see me about, Makala? I am busy. Makala. Busy? You seem to you have been behaving like a Nidra bull with a burr in his bit. I came to ask what is Pug of Stardock so what has Pug of Stardock so distracted that he yeah. Why is Pug of This has gone on a long time now, this session, hasn't it? I came to ask what has Pug of Stardock so distracted that he cannot find time to meet with his associate magicians? Has his reputation so inflated that a member of the Shurani Assembly is no longer worthy of his attention? I've not commented on this bloke's beard and hair, have I? It's actually quite reasonable, I think, you know, considering. I'm sorry, perhaps you are right. I've just been very preoccupied. I find myself obsessed with this storm. All week I felt it building over the bitter sea, and all the while I've suspected... Will you shut up out there? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the internet. And all the while I've suspected there is more to it than is immediately perceptible. It doesn't feel natural. Have you seen its like? I have seen its matching destruction. As I recall, you created far more havoc in Shurani when you disrupted my Emperor's imperial games. Several city blocks destroyed, countless lives lost, the warlord cast down in dishonour. I had a feeling you didn't summon a rift daughter to chastise me about my lack of attention. What is this about, Makala? Your loyalties, Pug. While you claim loyalty to the Empire, you live your life under the influence of a Midkemian king, and I took to wife a Thuriel Highlander. Your judgment is suspect. Yeah, so is his hair. From the day I left the Empire, my judgment and my loyalty ceased to be the concern of the Assembly of Magicians. I do what I see is best for all concerned. I see. Then is any act justifiable to that end? If it serves a common good, yes. even if it violates an individual's rights? What do you wish for me to say, Makala? You'd leave me as if I were one of your Nidra cows, but I'm in no mood for your games. State your business. Very well. Your daughter Kamina has blossomed into a remarkable young woman. She's beautiful, gracious, and an honour to your house. Unfortunately, she is also a girl with remarkable powers. Your love for your daughter has led you into a grievous miscarriage of your duties. Why have you let her live? Oh dear. My estimations of a person's magical talents is not determined by their sex, Makala, and I refuse to murder my child to appease a barbaric tenant of the assemblies. They have no authority in Midkemia. In this instance, I believe they will choose to ignore the geography. At this juncture, the assembly is troubled, surrounded by anti-traditionalists who embrace your Midkemian values, led in large part by Mara of the Akoma. Open defiance by you as our most notable member could weaken our position within the Empire, and that is something we cannot afford. We would be forced to make you... What? We would be forced to make you publicly comply. Although I am equally wary of female abomination, I have no desire to see your daughter dead. I have acted on your behalf and placed her in exile until such a time as we can agree upon her ultimate fate. Why didn't you consult me? Where have you sent her? Seek her if you wish, but it will avail you little. Your further interference will likely ensure that the Assembly will carry out its order of death. They will be unable to kill her, however, if they cannot find her. It would be to your advantage to leave her be. I will not content myself to sit here while the Assembly banters about the value of my daughter's life. I shall find her, and then you tell your brethren to expect my visit. You embark on a dangerous road, but it is yours to take. Farewell then, Pug. Off you go. Ooh. The Book of Macross. Chapter 6. Betrayal. Find the Book of Macross. Hello, Katala. We've seen you before, haven't we? Oh, yes. Chapter 2. The Meditation Tower, being one of the first places I suspected of looking. I went there as soon as I discovered that neither he nor my daughter appeared for breakfast that morning. There I found the message that he had burnt into the wall. Oh, yes. There I found the message he had burnt into the wall. The book of... Hello, Owen! Hello! Do you know, I take back a lot of things I've said about you being useless, because I've met someone now who's even more useless than you are. The Book of Macross, what do you think the message means? I thought for a while that he intended for us to contact the magician named Macross, but it would be a feat impossible for even Bug to accomplish. Macross left Midkemia long ago, and all he left behind were his writings. And presumably this Book of Macross would be among the books he left behind. Perhaps, but I cannot be certain. The library that Macross left on the Sorcerer's Isle was vast, and it took us the better part of a year to move the bulk of it to the Academy at Stardock. Since that time, some of the volumes have been lent out to various scribes so that they can be catalogued and transcribed. Then the book could be anywhere, a new approach. Before he disappeared, did you know anything unusual that he may have said or done? As I said earlier, he seemed agitated for some time, but yes, there was something. About a month ago we were walking in the gardens outside of the palace, just the two of us enjoying the day, when he suddenly halted us near a sewer grate. When I asked him what was wrong, he said, "Not all the sheep are in our fold." Sheep? Forgive me, lady, but your husband seems to have an infuriating penchant for the cryptic. Not ordinarily, no, only when things are on his mind. But come, I must head towards Stardock and look for evidence of this Book of Macross there. Where shall you two go? Hello, Goroth. Yeah, you're back in Krondor, you're in civilization, Goroth. You could have taken the time to get your beard and your hair sorted. We go below into the sewers under Krondor. Haven't we been there before? We go below into the sewers under Krondor, Owen, good lady. I believe we shepherds have an errant flock of sheep to find. Hello? It's a bit dark there. Oh, I suppose we're in the sewers now. Let's have a look at the map. No idea. It's dark. I'll have to light a torch, but that's gonna wait till next time because this session's gone on long enough now. We're in chapter 6. Bloody hell. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna go off and rest my voice. I'll see you next time.